Three, 1, 2, 3.
I feel like we're saying. Are you gonna say, "Welcome to Nailed It"? We are trying to be more professional now.
Oh, welcome to Nailed It.
This is the first time we're doing this. This is going to be a wonderful, beautiful, fiery train.
You didn't say we were starting, David.
I don't have to say anything. Anyways,
it's a podcast, so you better say something. At least
say something. I'm giving up on you. Is that what you want?
No.
Okay.
Congratulations, new listeners and old listeners. Nailed it. You get to see Dave actually make me cringe with massive anguish on camera.
I do get delight from that.
By the way, Dave, Nate, Xavier.
Yeah, that's the first time you've actually said
Seen
to
us.
people.
It's the first time I've actually said to people?
Well, like usually, like Nate will say, "I'm Nate," and then I say, "I'm Dave," and you say, "I am here."
Well, I figured since we're trying to be a little bit more professional, start off with actual, like, this is the first time people are seeing our faces if they don't watch actual Dave and Steve. So the people that watch Dave and Steve...
Why would they not watch Dave and Steve?
Oh, I don't know. Because reasons?
I don't think that's good reason.
Okay. So yeah, the people that may or may not watch Dave and Steve would know your face if they do watch it, but they don't know our faces. Because I think the last time that I was on camera was when we did the hot sauce,
right?
Or the terrible macaroni.
Why is it all this hot sauce? Yeah.
Because
we do hot sauce challenges.
That thing was terrible. That I could not eat macaroni for like a year.
We did a hot noodle challenge.
So
the first time I was on
camera.
camera.
See, what we did was so there was a YouTube thing going on around that time. It was just the hot noodle challenge, which was there was a type of top ramen noodles that were super spicy, and we took that and we added Dave's Insanity sauce.
We upped it.
And then we kept upping the ante.
So we had what questions? I mean, you can put a link in the description to go back to that video.
Right.
But, yeah. First time I was on Dave and Steve, I puked.
Yeah.
The first time I ever met Steve. The first time I was at their house. First time I'd ever met him. And I puked.
Fun stuff.
No. No, it was not.
Okay, so I guess we can jump straight into basic news. And I guess we'll start off with video games. It's kind of like a big one that happened recently.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Wednesday, specifically, Borderlands 3 did a a more gameplay reveal introducing two of their new characters. That being Amara, which is a siren, which is essentially like a magical style being with powers. There's only like 7 in the universe. And, Zane. He's like an older gentleman.
Sami Zayn. Got it. The wrestler?
No.
Oh.
On camera discuss. It's now a thing. Oh, it's gonna be a meme. But so they were just showing off a whole bunch of gameplay revealed, and after the award show, they had like 50 something computers all hooked up with a beta of the game, and they had a whole bunch of people playing it and allowed people to live stream it. And with that, they added this specific thing for Twitch, like an integration extension, where people could go on and sign in, connect their Twitch accounts with Gearbox's website,
right?
So that you could get loot before the game gets out, and you can give it to your new characters when you start the game. I tried doing the extension during the live stream. It did not work for me.
Right.
I was thoroughly disappointed because I couldn't get it to work. Nothing to do with Gearbox. Besides that, Gearbox, or Randy Pitchford specifically, said that there wouldn't be any microtransactions. That being,
right.
And people take that type of stuff as gospel. It's like, they say this, so they must mean that. But then they added, like, you can buy cosmetics if you really wish to. You don't have to, because there is cosmetics in the games in terms of, like, outfits, heads, costume appearances and stuff like that. And now it's like the masses are saying, Randy Pitchford, you're a liar. You're the worst dude ever. You said there was going to be no microtransactions, and now we have microtransactions. Oh my God. It's like, you don't have to buy it.
Right.
Why are you like this?
So this is all cosmetic stuff? Or?
Yeah, she's cosmetics. You don't have to. You can
Well,
find any of that stuff in
Yeah,
game.
I'm totally fine with any of that type of stuff.
Exactly.
If you want a certain outfit, as long there's certain outfits, I think it's fine. You put them out there, and if you want them, you have to pay for it. And then there's other things through the game you might get that. You have a chance to find it randomly off a stranger or whatever.
Right.
Like a hobo in the back alley. And you just stab him and take his clothes.
It's not like...
Because that's what I usually do to get my clothes.
Weird. Because it's not like what they're doing is really offending anybody, because it's not like loot boxes. They're not saying, hey, take this, spend $5 to get 5 golden keys to open up a special chest. Because they have a system like that, but they give those out for free. It's called like shift codes, and they give you a certain amount of keys so you can open up a chest and you get free loot from it. But it's free. All you have to do is go look it up. It's like...
Right, that's what the word free means.
Exactly. Well, people will say, oh, well, I shouldn't have to go and do this. It just should be available. But then you just want to... Oh, you want it to be available? Please tell me about why you want microtransactions then.
Right.
You know? No, my roommate brought this up to me yesterday, and we had like a discussion about it. I'm like, I can't with people when it comes to that type of stuff, because it's not hurting anybody. If you don't,
this is my thought. People are just going to complain.
Absolutely.
And you could do the absolute perfect thing and give everything everybody wants, and then somebody out there is going to be, but I want more. Why didn't you add this extra level? And you're like, we added 50 levels.
Yeah.
You wanted 51. Shut up.
Yeah. Shut up. That's interesting that you say that, because Atlas, the people who make the Shin Megami Tensei series and the Persona series, they recently are kind of like dealing with flack like that in terms of one of their games. Persona 5 came out in 3 years ago. Yes, 3 years ago. Actually, this year. And they recently threw out a preview for not their new game, but kind of like an expanded upon game called Persona 4R or Persona 5R or Persona 5 The Royal. And, you know, what they're doing is that they're adding a new character, they're changing up a little bit of the art style, they're adding 3 more months to the game because it's a JRPG / dating sim. It just works. I can't explain it to you. It just works. And
it doesn't sound like it works.
It totally works. And they're adding a new character, new months, different art style, and so what they're doing is they're taking their core game and they're expanding it,
right?
Which they've done before. Now it's not, and when it comes to it, people of I'm going to use a term coined by one of the YouTubers I watch, the mouth breathers, specifically, are saying that the game was unfinished. Meaning that, like, they believe that, oh, well, Alice didn't release the game completely done. And it's not how it works. Anybody that's finished the game knows that it's finished.
Right.
You know, there's a start, there's a middle, there's a conclusive end. There's no, like, well, we forgot to add this because of reasons. What Atlas is going to do is that they're changing up the story.
Right.
To benefit the new character that's being included. And so it's funny that Atlas is slightly getting flack because people don't understand how things work.
Right.
And that's I find that funny with how you connected that to.
Well, I know that. I know that you are not going to keep people happy. People will not be happy. You can give them literally the world, and they'll say, "But what about the other world?" It's basically, I mean, they wrote a book about it. If you give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah. Want more cookies?
Right. There's a whole book on it. Just read it, because they will never be happy. You give a mouse a cookie, he'll want some milk. If you give him some milk, he'll want something else. And it's just never ending. People will never be happy, and they are trying to strive for certain things in life, and the more you give them, the more they want, and the more they expect from you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I mean, you deal with this with any child, where you're like, here's everything, and then they go, and then sometimes you have to take some back, like say, well, now we can't afford this, and say, well, we had Netflix before, but now we can't afford it, so we need to cut back.
Super Netflix.
Right. Well, I deserve Netflix. No, you don't deserve Netflix. If you want Netflix, you can pay for it. You can get a job. So. Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, that's all the basic video game news. I don't think there's really anything that was really released or thrown around besides that, as far as I know. I don't think either of you have any video game news.
I mean, the closest thing I have to video game news is the Sonic movie.
We're gonna hold off on that.
We're gonna hold off on that?
We'll do that at the movie portion.
Okay.
So I got a little bit of video game stuff to talk about. So I believe it was our last. Well, I mean, I was waiting. I was listening. Our last podcast brought up MLB The Show briefly, and I was talking about how almost every ground ball hit to the infield, you'd
have to take 3 steps.
Yeah, you would take like 3 steps. You would hit his glove a couple, and he'd throw the ball, and you would every play almost seemed like it was closer than it needed to be. Right. So I took your advice, and I just tap the button, which was technically it'd be a weaker throw, and still like probably 75%, 80% of the time, it was still a closer play than it had to be. Like even just a tapper up the third base line.
But did it help?
There was a
Nate,
few.
did it help? That's all I want to know.
15% of the time it helped.
So it helped.
Tiny bit.
So it helped.
Still, oh my god, David.
I mean,
not enough.
15% is helping, right?
Not enough for me
Xavier,
to think
is 15% helping?
Man, I just work here.
Not enough for me to think that there's not a glitch in the
Matrix. I'm doing it now too.
Yeah. But also on MLB The Show, they have microtransactions where you can buy stubs, and you use the stubs to.
I love Stubbs. He's a great guy.
Buy
we gotta run through it, man. Just keep talking.
And so they come out with new packs, maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, and they limit it so you can buy 3, and you have a chance to get like 2 players that are basically diamond, so they're rated like 85 to 99, right?
They put that gotcha system in American sports game. The Americans aren't ready for that. They need the weebs to let them know.
So your odds technically are 1 out of 10 packs, you will have a chance to get one of these 2 players that they've added. Mm-hmm. You can only buy 3.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely hit you guys with a gotcha system.
So
welcome to my world.
You can obviously, by doing like the little missions that they have and playing games and stuff like that, you can get stubs. So you don't have to buy stubs. Right. You don't obviously get an abundance of them. Mm-hmm. So when they come out with these ones, it's like, okay, well, I can sell some cards and I can get some stubs, and I'll buy these 3. But then I don't get those players. I don't even get one of them.
Welcome to the gotcha.
Right.
So then,
Nate, welcome to video games. Hey.
No, I know.
Nice.
Get out of here. Get out of here. So now they just came out with 3 more, or another set of cards, right? And they are 20,000 stubs each. You can buy up to 7 of them.
Hold on one second. Xavier, we need to talk about Nate's anger issues.
Do we when you're a driving catalyst?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't.
I feel like there's a lot of viciousness and anger directed towards me for some reason.
The man is trying to tell us his story in terms of how he falls for the way that
every video game player does.
It's impulse control, that's for sure. How many subs can you buy?
You can continue to buy as much as you want.
Okay, what are the loaded?
I've only spent $20.
$20.
Yes.
Okay.
So far.
How much was in that pack?
No, so you get, it's like, they do it so you, for $20 you get like, in turn I think it's 25,000 stubs, plus you get like a bonus, so it's right around 30 plus.
Oh, that's definitely gotcha.
So then with that, I bought some of these packs, the 3, and it's like, oh, you have the 2 main players that you want to try to get.
They tell you can get it in like 5 pulls or some crap like that, right?
So it's, one of them is like 1 out of 5, one of them is 1 out of 10.
Yep. Okay, so.
But you can only buy 3. They limit how many you can buy to 3
per day, or just per round?
That's it. That's all you can buy
for that
set of packs.
Yeah. Okay, so every mobile game, especially like a JRPG style mobile game, this is the reason why I don't play mobile games anymore. I have no impulse control when I see something that I like, so I can't play it because I'm terrible with money. I can admit that to the masses. So I used to play Fate Go. I've mentioned the Fate series on the podcast before, but it's like, okay, cool. They have this character that you really like. You have a chance to pull 1 card that'll cost you 3 of these special in-game, gotcha currency. Or you can buy this 10-pack, which gives you a higher chance of getting it. And they'll give you their statistics about, hey, you have like a 0.0005 chance of pulling the card that you want if you get a 10-pack, versus if you get 1, which will be like a 0.001 or like 0.2% or whatever. They increase the number depending on the packs. So it's like, but this one will cost you 10. It's like, all right, I don't play the game often enough. How much is the currency? That's not true. They charge you like 10 and then 30. It's like, okay, if you want to buy the 30 pack, or you want to buy like a 25 pack, and then we'll give you 5 free ones for like $20. It's like, oh, that sounds like a good deal. So you do it.
Oh, that is a good deal. We should do that, Nate. Nate, let's do it.
No. So you buy it. You don't get anything you want, but you'll get something else. Like, I paid all my bills this week. I don't really have any financial obligations to worry about. That's another $20. That's $40 down the hole. You could use that to like buy a dinner and go see a movie or something. It's like,
so that costs $80 for Nate.
So in turn, so you can, obviously you're getting stubs for pretty much every game that you play, every moment. Like, so if they have moments where you kind of go back in time and you play like a scenario.
Right.
So they, with their main YouTubers that, God, I can't think of the word, and I was just
YouTube.
No, so their main YouTubers that the show MLB The Show sponsors. That they sponsor,
okay.
Right? So they put their teams together and they put some Madden moments, and if you do these, or I just said Madden moments, MLB The Show moments, and I just grinded out one of them because the card that you got, the player you got, was Ken Griffey Jr., his rookie, basically his rookie year.
Right.
And my all-time favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr., so I wanted that card. So you just grind out these moments.
Oh, yeah, they got you, buddy. You're stuck now. Welcome to the world of gotcha.
So I did that, and each one you complete, you get like so many stubs, and you get a little bit more XP per thing.
Right.
So did that. I didn't spend any money, and I finally got the
Griffey. You worked
Griffey.
your hard-earned fingers to the bone to get this Ken Griffey card.
Yep. So then you add them to your team, and then you can kind of move on. So that's one of the downfalls, is these cards that they come out with and put in these packs that you can only buy 3 of. They don't have a way that you can basically, and that's what
earn them in game and stuff like that.
Yes. So the only other way you can get them is by going to the marketplace, and people that have pulled them are selling them for like $35,000.
They have their own black market system in this game.
Do.
Oh my lord, they got you. They got you all the way.
So, there is ways that you can work the system, and you can buy low and sell a little bit higher. So there's a way that you can.
It's early Warframe by this point.
You can mess with the system, but it's irritating when because they come out with these cards like I said, almost every 2 to 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. They don't come out with these packs with these updated players. Yep. And so one of them was this last one was the top ranked prospect in Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And it's like...
That man's name is... Can you say the name again?
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So his
that
dad...
name is amazing, and he also sounds... And I pardon my saying this, so I don't mean any offense, but he sounds like the craziest Mexican vampire.
Wait, what was the name again?
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Ooh,
his dad
is a pretty good vampire.
Vladimir Guerrero. Played for the Expos, and then he played
Try it with like a vampire voice.
Don't do it. Don't cater to his whims.
Wait,
so
Vladimir.
So then
Vladimir.
Then you've spent your stubs to try to get to buy these 3 packs.
You got gotten,
and then you don't get the player.
Right.
So you go to the marketplace, and people are asking like 35 to almost 100,000.
You got Call of Duty,
and you're like, well, shoot.
You just bought a loot box.
No, but I didn't spend any money to get these stubs.
That's not the point. The point is that okay, so Warframe kind of did this, minus the fact that you can just earn the specific MacGuffin currency.
I love MacGuffins.
All right.
Yeah.
So early Warframe, for the way it is now, I haven't played it in years, since like 2015. So I haven't been on there. When I first started, you were able to buy silver, which was the premium currency, right? And they had their own little like black market where you would have a chat room. You could talk to people through that way that are on your team, but then they had like a specific tab where it was like, what was it? It was just called the market, I'm assuming. I don't remember. Like I said, it's been a long time. But you could see that thing just fly. It was like going into a chat room full of 150 people all trying to say the same thing at once. But you'll see like, oh, I would like a such and such head for 5 platinum, or I want this body and curry ass for like 50 platinum, and just stuff like that. That's what that sounds like. I know it's not, but the fact that you can earn the in-house MacGuffin currency is pretty good for you. But sir, you must be careful.
This is why Xavier lives in a cardboard box.
Yes, this is exactly why I live in a cardboard box. That's why I don't play MacGuffin games. I stick to my Jerpagas, and I occasionally play fighting games. And I don't touch their token MacGuffin coins, because that's not cool. Since we're on video games, I will talk about Mortal Kombat 11 at some point. Because it's under some scrutiny.
Uh-oh.
Why is that one under scrutiny?
We'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay.
But yeah, no, just... Like, it's funny how you're telling me that you could sit here and get on the grind to get your favorite baseball player on your team, which is cool. I admire you for putting forth that effort and going forth into the outfield and play with the Angels and whatever. That's a movie joke.
Angels in the Outfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
Love
movie.
that
Not
movie.
really. It's a terrible movie, but it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it was one of my favorites as a kid. Anyways.
Tony Danza is in it.
Is he really?
Yeah. He's the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
It's your favorite movie.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Well, it's because he wasn't prominent. He was
like the main character of the movie.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he is.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
You're Jorson Lodegavitt. No, the guy.
No, it was
the pitcher that he does the whole angel thing for is.
He was
Tony doesn't.
No, he's not one of the main actors.
He's like the main actor.
No, he is not.
The whole movie revolves around him.
And it was brain wants to.
You know what movie I liked? Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover, yeah.
Danny Glover?
Rookie
Yeah, it
of the
was
Year.
Danny Glover.
Not Donnie Glover. Donald Glover.
Donald Glover is the rapper.
Right. No, he's the writer/rapper/comedian.
Okay, we're getting off track.
Okay.
Anyways, regardless,
Now we're getting off track.
we've been on a steady topic. We're on the video game segment of the podcast.
That's true. We are.
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's funny to me that you can spend the time to do the grind, and I'm sorry for saying this,
But not do the time.
but not finish a game. Your dedication is lacking.
Well, yeah, but so you can. This game you can pick up and you can go multiple. You can go multiple directions. I can go to franchise. I can play franchise. I can go to Road to the Show and I can play some Road to the Show.
Right.
Or I can go play Diamond Dynasty and play online against.
So you're
other
saying
players.
that if more video games had more options in their games.
I'm just saying that there's not a unless you're doing Road to the Show. There's not a. It's not a story.
Okay, so
Right, it's not a story-driven game. It's just
right.
I can go grind to get this card for my Diamond Dynasty team. I can. They have events. They just came out with an event, so I can go try to grind on this for a little bit to get.
I want you
some
to
of these
play an
players.
MMO for a week. That's what I want. I want to see you get sucked because that's what an MMO is. It's a grind fest. You play something till you get your character to a specific level, and then you can get an item by playing the dungeon over and over again if you really want that weapon.
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
But it's not because you can't do things over and over again. It's like they have
Are you
all these
playing a
moments.
game? Are you okay? So when you're grinding for your currency and you're going through the thing, you're playing a specific instant scenario where you are going up against another team, right? And that you play the game and you're trying to win, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you didn't have enough currency, then you go back into a second instance where you're going up against a different team to get more currency, correct? And the experience is different.
Well,
I don't think about that.
It's not that hard of a question, Nate.
Maybe.
So yes. So let me tell you something about MMOs. So you go into a dungeon initially, right? Let's say that you're not going with any of your guild members, FC members, what have you. You're going in with a whole bunch of randos. Let's say you look like you would play a tank. You're a guy who likes to stand in the forefront and take a whole bunch of damage. So let's say you go in there and you're the first time through. It's a sweet run. You're going through everything. It's pretty good. Your healer's on point. Your DPS is taking care of the monsters like they're supposed to. You get to the boss, kill it. You're done. You leave. But you didn't get the thing you want. Right? So you're going to queue it up again. You're going to go in. Your healer sucks ass. Your DPS ain't nowhere near where they should be. You have a Dragoon that is trying to be tank and DPS. That's a joke for the Final Fantasy players out there. But everything's just terrible. But you get to the end and you finally get that thing. That's essentially the same thing you're doing, right? You're playing an instance where you're doing a thing, and then you're playing a second instance where you're doing the same thing with possible different outcomes.
In a way, kind of.
How is it kind of?
Because
it
so like
feels like 100%.
so they have these moments,
Right?
and you have to complete all these moments. There's like 10 of them to
Special objectives.
yes.
Okay. Are those special objectives optional?
No. You have to complete. So like one of them was in a 3-game. So all you do is play the at bats for this one player. You have to get 3 RBIs in 3 games.
Is this per game?
No. You have to just get 3 RBIs.
It's weekly?
What? No. These moments they're added and basically they're put in a vault. So you just go to Madden or the MLB The Show moments, and there's like different sections. So this one is under the partners, right?
So you're trying to unlock a specific thing in a specific game. Like, it could be any game, But you say, I want to unlock...
The reason I'm doing this is because the prize that you get at the end is this Ken Griffey Jr. Right?
Okay, I know what this is now. I know exactly what this is. A specific event where you have to do certain objectives. So you have to
complete all these objectives.
I know what this is. It's a special mission, is what it is. It's a special mission specifically so you can get the end reward.
Right.
It's like that. I think I complained about it on the podcast a little bit ago, where I had to get all this special in-game currency from like the casino to get the car. It's exactly that. They're telling you do this to get the thing that you want.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what.
But you feel better about that now.
All the things that you have to do are different. So like the first one, the difficulty was on rookie, and I had to get an extra base hit using the Ken Griffey Jr. So I'm at bat with Ken Griffey Jr. I have one plate appearance.
Wait, you have Ken Griffey Jr. How do you
get it to insert into the team to see if you really like the player? They did the same thing in Fate Go.
Basically, it's just a setup. It's a quick setup.
Why would you not want Ken Griffey Jr.? Is he in prime? Is he prime Ken Griffey Jr. or do you get the retired one?
We got 4 minutes to wrap this entire segment up.
It's his rookie card.
We have 4 minutes.
I'm gonna switch the topic.
What can you say in 4 minutes?
Okay, I mean, I don't know.
It's all on you. This is your time to talk.
Well,
what are you going to say to the world?
I'm pretty much done with my video game rant. That's what I've been doing in the video game world since we last recorded.
Are you happy or disappointed with your grind to get this card or this player?
Well, okay.
Was it
happy.
worth it?
Yeah, I mean, it took like maybe... I did rage a little bit. I did. That doesn't take a lot.
This is what I'm going to say. To wrap it all up, I was right. 15% is better percentages.
It's not.
And yeah.
What?
The throwing to first base.
Okay.
No, I don't think.
So, everybody out there, just know I'm right. Yeah. Try it. It's going to work for you. 15% is 15%.
This is our life.
Yeah.
All right. So,
and next topic.
We're going to go into the movies.
Ooh.
I thought we were saying games and talking about Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, so do Mortal Kombat real quick. All right, so Mortal Kombat came out 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of been hit with a special type of scrutiny in terms of its in-game gacha system, which it doesn't really have in terms. So they have this thing called the Crypt. The Crypt is something that you go into after you earn a different in-game currency. Well, 3 different types of in-game currency through playing battles, through doing these special arcade ladders and stuff like that, so you can get costumes and weapons and rewards and stuff like that. But the thing is at the time, NetherRealm didn't realize how big the grind was, and the masses were complaining so hard that, like, I can't go and get this specific costume with all this money that I have, but you're telling me I have to go into this crypt or this entire super loot cavern that has randomized chests, meaning that you can go to something that costs
means you're playing 1 versus 100.
Yeah, exactly. you go and you have, let's say you have $500,000, right? 500,000 in-game Mortal Kombat coins, spelled with the K, of course. And you go see this chest that is $15,000.
Right.
Okay. You open that chest, you get a card for just your little tag. You get some consumables which you can use in the towers, and you get a fatality. Okay. Like, the fatalities aren't specifically locked, but they won't give you the combo code for it.
Oh, so you can look it up.
Right. Yeah. But the difference is that they have.
Does it show like a quick little video of the fatality? Can you like see what it is?
I feel like that they should do that.
I don't think they do it, but it's like you go online or you play the game, and either you're gonna do it, or your AI is gonna do it, or the computer's gonna do it to you. Trust me, it happens all the time.
Right.
Then they have...
See, the older games, the computer almost never did it. They
Yeah.
would just do the...
This,
They would just do the punch and everybody,
Yeah.
you just kind of fall over dead.
Yeah, this one they do it quite often. Then they have you'll go and you'll find another chest for 12,000, and boom, you got a brutality, you got a costume skin, and you got a weapon. It's like, so it just to the point where a lot of people that were playing the game didn't want to sit there and grind for 8 hours like work to get coins to then go into the crypt and unlock all the chests.
Right.
Okay. There's a specific YouTuber by the name of Maximilian Dude. He's well known in the fighting game community and the YouTube community. He's a really good guy.
Right. He's the guy I beat that one time.
No.
Right.
Don't let him hear you say that. He will challenge you.
I would love a
And
challenge.
he would win.
Yeah, of course he would.
Yeah. And
I mean, I'll totally destroy you. I beat Xavier.
I'm not good. I'm not good at all.
But Michael did beat me, so what does that say about me or Xavier? But Xavier beat Michael. So...
Yeah, stay out of it.
It's before my time, so I'm just going to stay out of it.
Anyways, he went and he grinded like over 1 million coins by using a system that the game implements where you can create an AI for a specific character. You can send them into these towers and they can go through and fight the computers. You don't even have to play the game. And it'll earn you in-game currency, and they'll go ahead and they'll do their brutalities and their fatalities and stuff of the sort. He went in and went to the crypt. He unlocked every chest available in the crypt. That's a lot of chests, right? Did not get everything that the game has to offer. So there's a statue in like the beginning-ish areas of the crypt where you can give coins to, and they will drop you a prize. Anywhere from here's this consumable or forging item to here's this costume or brutality. And it literally is you start at 0 or you go to 100,000. So it's not good. Then the netcode's pretty solid where you can play online and not have any issues. But the grind fest is super real, and NetherRealm got a lot of flack for it to the point where it's kind of like impacting the game on its launch. Where like I understand NetherRealm's initial idea was like we want people to play the game, we want people to earn their costumes and stuff like that,
right.
Which that's fair. Yes, that makes sense. You earn your costume that way. You don't have to buy DLC or whatever. But there's like a different way to implement it. Like Max said, what if I have coins? Like
what happened to the old-fashioned Zelda version of this stuff where I gain up the coins and then I go to the store that has the outfit that I want? I just have to find the store that sells that outfit. It might be in a different town or whatever, or in a cave. And I just go buy it there.
Well, that's kind of like similar to what Max said. Max says like, what if all these outfits have predetermined prices,
right?
And you have a choice to spend your in-game currency on those and get them immediately, or you can take your chances in the crypt. That would.
I feel like that's the way things should be.
Exactly.
Is like I should know exactly. Maybe not the exact location of where to go, but find one of these vendors or whatever.
Right.
Maybe
right.
a vendor unlocks that has these better items. Like, you go through and you first unlock the street vendor, and then you go to like a big high-end clothing store, and then something like that. Something stupid like that.
Right.
Where you know where your item is, or you can just take a chance to find it.
Yeah. So NetherRealm, I believe, is currently working on it so that the grind isn't as ridiculous, but I don't think they're going to fix the fact that you have to go and deal with the randomized chest or the randomized loot drop. So that's pretty much all it was for Mortal Kombat.
Right, and I'm somewhat okay with the opening up the random chest if everything's in there. But if not everything's in there, then that... And I don't like it when it randomizes every time. Like, I should have it's a huge room full of chests, and I open up 2 of them, and then those are open the whole time.
You can reset them, right? You can reset them in game with in-game currency, but the problem is that they won't have any more specific like brutalities, fatalities,
right?
or
That's
costumes.
what I mean.
It'll be all just consumables and forging items.
Yeah, that's fine. But what I want is basically the chest is open. I go, okay, I know not to come back to that chest because it doesn't have the specific items.
Mm-hmm.
You can close it and get more food out of it or whatever you need. That's fine. I don't care. But I don't like playing 1 versus 100 every time I go into a room.
Yeah.
And 99.9% of it is garbage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But that's pretty much all for Mortal Kombat. Besides that, all I gotta say, the story mode was fun. Timey-wimey BS. And they reset the timeline completely, which is probably good. And the gameplay feels fun. That's about it.
That's it?
Yeah, on the movies. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. That's what I like. Short
And sweet.
and sweet.
Okay.
Should we talk about Sonic real quickly?
Yeah, that's not going to be a real quick topic.
Well, how much time do we have left?
About 20 minutes?
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's do the Endgame thing real quickly.
All right.
Okay.
Talk about Sonic next time.
So,
Talk about Sonic next time.
Yeah, we'll talk about Sonic next time. It's not like it's huge news
Do you have
right
this
now.
written down?
I do, but unfortunately it's on my phone. I can't get to it.
Gotcha.
So, the end of the bet.
By the way, I specifically have not seen Endgame.
Right,
But
so
these two
I'm
have.
not going to ruin it for you. But I am going to tell you who won the game, the Endgame Death Pool. You can go back and listen to it on our older podcast. I am going to throw the list in right about here to say who did what and where.
Movie magic.
And then at that point, Xavier will have already seen Endgame by the time this is out.
Yep.
So then he can look out and see who won. And guess what? Guess who won the whole thing?
You?
No, it was not me.
Xavier.
No, it was not Xavier.
Michael?
Michael was not in it.
Me.
Actually, none of us won. We all tied.
Oh, really? Okay.
So wait, time out. The bet was...
Okay,
I forgot what the bet
Okay, so-
officially was, but it was for what?
Peanut butter M&Ms.
Peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah.
Right here.
Right. Which you can't eat right now
No, I'm
because
saying,
that'll be
I'm-
loud.
time,
it's already loud on the mic.
So,
Oh,
the
everybody,
winner...
welcome to Dominant Nate.
The winner would have got
He's very competitive.
peanut butter M&Ms.
Right, so that means we share peanut butter M&Ms.
And this is what you brought for us to share.
Yeah, because I feel like...
It says share size on it, dude.
Yeah.
This is not a sharing size.
Wow, see?
Look at this peanut butter M&M elitist.
This is an addiction, okay?
I can tell.
No, I'm just saying, if we all tied,
Right. Okay, so
that's
this,
like...
this is...
Explain a little bit more about what we said in each Deadpool. Do you remember some of them?
I will say this. So in my category, all the people that I wanted to come back came back. But one of them, I'm not sure if it... We'll see how the story progresses to see if he's really back or if he's just back for a bit.
Okay.
Your characters, I'm trying to remember.
It was
real
like
quick.
it was Cap, Winter Soldier, I think, and somebody else.
No, that was your. I'll look it up in a few minutes, but I know
put it on the screen.
I'll put it on the screen. I know that Nate chose one person. His people. One of the people that he said was going to come back didn't come back. One of the people that you said was all the people that you said were going to come back came back, but one of the people that you said what happened was the person that you said was going to die, he died.
Oh, sweet. Called it. Nailed it.
Right. But the person that you said came back didn't come back. So
don't think about it too hard, otherwise you'll spoil it for yourself.
So he lost.
That's fine. I've already forgotten.
I know he won't remember.
Right.
And it was basically the same for Nate. One of the people he said was going to die, though. Didn't die.
But one of the people that he said was going to come back came back.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
And then it was basically
we're all the worst.
Basically, for me, it was kind of like I don't really know if that really counts, but the person that I could be the loser, but I don't fully know yet because he did come back, but he didn't
stay.
I don't know if he stayed or not.
Okay.
Because he disappears out of the universe, and then you're just like, well, what happened to him now? Right. Because this movie is about time travel, and time travel changes things.
It sucks.
So, but the person that I thought was going to die didn't die.
Okay.
Or, I mean, did die. Didn't die is what I meant to say, yes.
Okay.
All in all, we all tied, and he brought a bag of M&Ms for one person.
Get your mind off your crack.
I'm just saying.
So, Dave, this is something I need to bring up with you specifically.
So I didn't ruin it, did I?
No, because I have no idea who you're talking about, what happened. So
right, but I think
I'll get it once I watch it.
Yeah.
In terms of, I was talking to a friend of mine a couple days ago, and he was like, I want to go watch Endgame, but I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet. Do I need to watch Captain Marvel before I watch Endgame?
No.
Okay.
No.
Captain Marvel's just a setup, right?
Captain Marvel is
useless,
right?
Is useless in her own movie? If you say useless in this movie, I'm going to be mad.
Useless in this movie.
Ah!
I would say 90% of the time she's not in it.
You wouldn't know who she is, though. Just all of a sudden she appears, and
I know, but there's other characters in all the other movies that just appear, and you're just like, all right, apparently that person's there. The original, when Black Panther came in, that one Avengers movie, you're like, who is this character? They didn't explain him to the very end.
Dude, I forgot that Black Widow and Hawkeye even showed up in previous movies until the Avengers.
Right.
I did watch Captain Marvel before I saw Endgame.
Now, was that a better experience for you?
Yeah, because I had no idea who she was.
Right, but if you didn't know who she was,
I wouldn't say the movie was that great, but
regardless, did you knowing her past story impact her effectiveness in Endgame for you?
Sounds like no.
Well, kind of, just because otherwise you don't know. Like
where she came
from, who she was, and
I mean, you do
how
if you know her history.
But there's also another frustrating thing. If you watch, this is the only thing is at the end of Captain Marvel, they have a
potential spoilers.
Yeah, at the end of Captain Marvel, they have the 10-second, ending, the stinger. If you don't watch that, then she just randomly shows up in the movie and you're like, who the heck is this person? Even if you do watch it, it's been a long time. It's not like they reintroduced that part again. The part's just introduced into a different film, and if you didn't see it, you didn't see it, and all of a sudden she just shows up in the movie.
Okay. That's fine. I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, I'll probably watch it eventually. But if anything, I just want to see Endgame so I don't have to deal with everybody else.
Well, that's the thing is right now, if you don't see Endgame within... This is...
pretty much the next week.
The end of this week, if you haven't seen it, it's going to be spoiled for you.
Yeah.
Well, so...
if it hasn't been spoiled for you yet, I'm surprised.
Just in this past week...
I've threatened to hit people.
Just in this past week...
I'm just joking.
The trailers that they've been showing on TV have been showing more.
Good news, I don't watch TV.
I'm just saying.
I don't watch anything with ads because that's trash.
I'm just saying.
Well, actually, it was very funny that apparently they put out a trailer for Endgames that did spoil the end of the movie.
What?
Yeah.
Marvel, you bold.
Well, I don't know if it was Marvel. I think it was somebody that was hired to promote the movie, and they just
editors, you bold.
Right. They just added this one scene that basically, spoiled the ending to the movie.
Okay, since I haven't seen it, but you two have, let's give a how good are you with animations?
What do you mean?
I'm gonna give you more work to do.
Like what?
Just movie like stars at the bottom of your respective faces.
Oh, well, the stars are easy.
Okay. How many stars do you guys give this movie out of 10?
You go first.
Me first?
Yep.
Why me first?
No,
I
realize
say that
this.
you're gonna
Nate thinks too hard about things, and Dave can't. He doesn't have a favorite anything, so expect this.
You expect me to rate it lower than probably what somebody else?
8.5.
No, because he 8.5 is not bad. The thing is that when it comes to
8.5.
8.5. Yeah.
when it comes to this movie, I've heard nothing but I've only heard one negative review, 2 by proxy, if you want to count that, about this movie. Every other review I've heard of this movie has been good.
Okay, this is what I'll say about this movie. I've heard some bad reviews about it, and I can see their points. Some of the reviews were basically saying that some of the characters, the thing that they were building up to the whole time,
Didn't pay off in the end.
Didn't pay off in the end because they didn't become the person that they were trying to be the whole series. And when it came down to them trying to be that person, they just like, nope, not going to do it.
Okay.
And then there were certain characters like Thanos that has a certain, in the previous movie, has a certain drive, and then in this movie has a different drive.
Okay.
Slightly different.
Wouldn't that be fine since he completed his goal the first go around?
But this is a movie about time travel.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. All right.
So it changes things. So the
Different timeline.
different timelines. So does that change his overall perspective or over a long period of time, or is it?
In terms of theory, I can be okay with that, especially since I've been watching a show about time traveling.
And okay, this is one thing I do really like about the movie. They did a correct version of what time travel is, and it always drives me crazy. All the other versions of time travel, where the Back to the Future model, where if you go back to the past and you change something in the future. It's not true. If I go back in the past and I change something, I just created an alternate timeline.
Okay, so you're doing for multiverse theory rather than potential butterfly effect.
Potential butterfly effect does not exist. It only works in multiverse. Because in order for that future to already exist, that already has to happen. So that means that future always will exist as is. You can't go back and change it. All you can do is go back, and basically when you go backwards, you're basically entering into an ultimate universe.
So you believe in multiverse theory?
Yes.
Okay. Nate, what do you believe in? Besides baseball and football.
Yes.
Fair enough. My answer is also I don't care.
Anyway.
The only reason I didn't give it a 9 was because I would have liked to have seen more of one certain character.
Okay.
So you're playing favorites?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just this character they showed like one time.
Okay.
So.
To me, the movie it's amazingly put together.
Was it better than Infinity War?
I think it is.
I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is. Well, it's okay. It's really hard to judge because they're almost completely different movies. This one is the last one was action, go, 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 go. This one is very slow paced. They take a lot more time on creating more of the character's construct and where they're at that point.
Okay.
And so altogether, it's a slower movie. But at the same time, I didn't have really an antsiness about me of like, when is this movie going to end? You know how sometimes you're in a movie theater and you're like, they get to like the third battle and you're like, this movie should be over by now.
I mean, I guess I haven't had that in a while. I haven't really watched a lot of movies recently.
Well, yeah, like if you've ever had that feeling of like the Transformer 2, I believe, where half the movie is a battle scene and they're just trying to get to one point and you could have drove there in 20 minutes.
I felt that way during the credits of the second movie.
Right. So that there's a lot of time where you're just like, this movie needs to be over. That's not how you feel in this movie. You feel like the movie just keeps progressing. They do a great moment with two characters where they have certain choices that they have to make. And so the movie's all about choices in this one. And you get to see who the characters were at the very beginning of the series and who they become now. And I feel like the characters that they get rid of in this one, you feel okay about it. You're sad to see them go, but at the same time, you're like, they went out in the best way possible.
Okay, I'm excited to see it. All right.
So my star rating is, I will give it a high 9.
Fair enough.
Mostly because I don't give 10s.
This is true. You don't. I guess I'll swing it around on something terrible, or at least something I enjoy because I'm a trash monster like that. So, and it's kind of in the realm of entertainment. I've been watching, I guess it would be the latest season of DC's Legends of Tomorrow. If you don't know what the Legends of Tomorrow is, it is part of the DC Arrowverse that airs on CW, that is including with Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, I think Black Lightning now, and Legends of Tomorrow. Legends of Tomorrow is just time travel-y, timey-wimey stuff.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. And they kind of delve into it where it creates multiple different timelines that they can go back and fix a certain fixed point in time, and everything can go back to the way it was.
Right.
This season specifically deals with, because past seasons it was like, okay, we go to this time, figure out what the anomaly is, fix the anomaly, everything's fine, Japan doesn't get destroyed, or America doesn't become fully British. Right. Things of that nature. This season, they're dealing with magical stuff and demons, so they brought in John Constantine. Anybody that has ever heard of John Constantine is probably thinking of the Keanu Reeves movie.
Right, which Keanu Reeves is amazing.
Not as John Constantine.
I never saw those movies.
That's fine. So the only reason why I say that is because Matt Ryan, who plays Constantine as the actor and as the voiceover work for the animated stuff, he feel like, and I'm not like a.
So is this an animated series?
No, it's live action. Live action.
I just haven't been able to keep up with those. Like I watched part of Arrow. Arrow was good
up until a point.
Yeah. Flash was good, but it just kind of lost my interest at a point. Supergirl, I've never really been interested in Supergirl, but I'm also not that interested in Superman. So.
Yeah, that's fair. No,
Nate, stop thinking dirty.
Oh my god. No, when it comes.
But both of them together, man, they would like a great couple. Not me and them and them, but they're related.
Who's them and them?
Superman and Supergirl.
That's his cousin.
I know. That's what I said. They're related, so it's never gonna work.
Okay, we're gonna jump out of that.
It's really sad.
But no. Stop. So. I enjoyed the DC Arrow.
Great couple.
Oh my god, shut up. I enjoyed the DC universe or Arrowverse for a little while. I watched Arrow. I felt like up until pretty much after season 3, where Deathstroke was I think killed, and they introduced the League of Assassins with Ra's al Ghul and stuff like that. Right. That's when it started to die.
That's when I lost interest.
Yeah. With Flash, I really liked it up until the plot lines were really just kind of the same. It's, here's the season, evil speedster.
Right.
How do we solve evil speedster problem? Granted, that's generally what the Flash is about, is that Flash has to fight evil speedster.
Right, and then, I always found that kind of annoying.
That's fair. But it's like I like the connections. I like the characters that were in between it when they introduced with Cisco and Caitlin and
I used to work with Cisco.
Oh my god. And like all these other characters in there, it worked. You believe that these characters really like having fun together, but I just kind of like lost interest and wasn't able to keep up with the show. I do want to go back and watch this most recent season because they added a character from Barry Allen's future, so I want to see how that works out.
I still think it's great that in the Flash TV show, his dad was the
original Flash.
From the
80s show or whatever.
Yeah, it was like the 1980. I'm going to say 7 or something like that.
Yeah, this is really cool because they also made him the Flash of an alternate universe. As Jay Garrick.
Also, they brought back the Trickster, who was
Mark Hamill.
In that one.
Yep. Yeah, that was really good.
Which he was the best part about the original Flash.
Was he?
When he played the Trickster.
But the thing is, like, when you watch him play the Trickster in the Flash episodes, he is just the Joker.
Oh, I know that.
He does the voice for the
But
Joker
he was doing that, I think, before the animated series.
Yeah.
But he basically took that character and made it into the Joker.
Right. But when I'm sitting there watching it, that's the first thing I'm gonna connect to it. With Supergirl, I do enjoy Supergirl. I like the fact that the way that they set that up is that Supergirl is in an alternate universe, where in the Arrowverse, like, Bruce Wayne exists, and they talk about Wayne Enterprises, but in the alternate universe, Clark Kent exists, Superman exists, Martian Manhunter exists, so they kind of like have that. So, and they do crossovers every season. So you get to see Supergirl hang out with these guys. Like, cool, it's the Girl of Steel with Bow and Arrow, Batman, and the Flash. So it's really fun. They bring the Legends in too. So the Legends specifically are all...
Batman's in it?
Batman has not been in it, but they did have Batgirl or Batwoman.
I am interested in watching last season of Gotham.
I am also interested in watching Gotham. Gotham is not part of the Arrowverse, but
right.
I am interested in watching it because they just ended it.
They just ended it, or just ending it, where they're introducing Batman.
They're gonna Smallville it, where they're gonna end it with the Batman now being part of Gotham, and that's gonna be the end of the series.
Right, that's what I assumed.
Yeah, but with the Legends, they are all the side characters from all the DC shows, given their own show. So, like, the first season, it was like Captain Cold and Heatwave, who were part of the Rogues and enemies of the Flash. They brought in White Canary.
DC can do TV shows. Yeah. They cannot do movies.
They cannot do movies.
Actually, the last Shazam is really good.
So far, I've heard that Wonder Woman is good, Aquaman if you fancy that, and Shazam is good.
I would say it's just Wonder Woman and
Shazam.
Yeah. Because Wonder Woman is a great movie. I would suggest that to anybody. Aquaman, I'd say it's pretty.
That's fair.
And Jason Momoa is in it.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Legends are all like the side characters of the DC Arrowverse brought together, and they go on timey-wimey hijinks, and it's just fun. It's fun. What I like about it is that when it came to Arrow and in Flash, not really Supergirl because it doesn't count, they became too dark. Like, well, Arrow was always like that, but you kind of felt like the specific relationship between Oliver and all the other characters, but it feels like it's every season, like I said, it's the same. Oliver has to deal with something specific, and then he pulls himself away from his team because he has to deal with it on his own.
Right.
To the point where some people have died, situations are different, and then he figures out, oh, I really need my team only for that to happen again, or somebody else in the team ends up doing the same thing.
Right.
With Flash, it was like, okay, we have the funny stuff, and funny stuff is happening, but now it's too serious.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, eh. In the Legends, like, they have serious moments, but it's always, these are characters that don't care. They're all misguided miscreants, but they're funny. And them together is like, okay, I can see how the team works, and you guys don't do the missions, you don't do the missions with a specific order or, like, with proper conduct. You guys are doing it your way. You magically get the mission done, but it's what it is.
Right.
They are a heroic Suicide Squad that are better than the movie itself.
Than the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really not asking a lot.
I know. I wanted Suicide Squad to be good.
So did I.
Harley Quinn is getting her own movie.
And so did they. No, she's not getting her own movie.
Is she not?
No. She's getting a Bird of Prey movie. She's becoming the the girl team or whatever, where
She's
it's
never part of the Birds of Prey though.
She is now.
Oh my lord. Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna fight it. I think
So, and then also they're going to do a joke. They have the Joker movie coming out, but they're going to be coming out with a Joker and Harley Quinn movie.
That Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix
is
going to be the best DC movie.
I feel like it is. I'm worried about it because it doesn't fit in with anything.
Because it won't be the same universe, which gives them the okay.
Right, I know that. It's just I'm tired of the. If you're gonna put out a DC movie, let's have it fit into what you guys have thrown out there, which is just garbage lately, except for Shazam and Wonder Woman. So then, why just throw in this other movie that doesn't fit in with anything when we're just like, please make them a good movie that fits in this universe, please? And
because James Cameron didn't want to, or was it James Cameron that made the Dark Knight movies? No, it wasn't James Cameron.
I don't remember who did it.
The Dark Knight movies was probably the best opportunity that they could have had for starting a Justice League. I mean, DC really, because, and I understand it was more set in real life. They still could have done something with it, in my opinion.
Right.
But they didn't want to.
Well, yeah, James Cameron doesn't like being stuck into certain...
Yeah. Anyways,
things.
That's pretty much all we have on the docket so far.
Sounds good.
We can talk about the Sonic movie next podcast. I will warn you, the next one will probably not be as somewhat organized as this one is. Because I've run out of stuff to talk about.
I don't think so. Nate, you want to close this out?
Thank you for listening to the Nail It Podcast.
Oh, is that all you're going to say?
Yeah.
All right. Well, see you later. Bye!
Thank you for listening to the Nailed It Podcast. If you like it, please subscribe to all our social media. Our Facebook is at the Nailed It Podcast. Our Twitter is the Nailed It Pod. Also look for us on Patreon. Thank you for listening.